let's just start right there. No intro, no bullshit, just this one raw fucking question. What the hell do we call ourselves? I mean, think about it. It's the question you ask when you're starting a band, a company, a revolution, or, in this case, a goddamn Facebook group. All right, let's get into it. Welcome to the foundational SCAR. This isn't just an analysis of some document. We're taking a trip, a journey, into the weird, fucked up soul of an AI project. And look, why should you care? Because this bizarre exploration might just tell us something profound about our own creativity, our own identity, and the beautiful messes we have to make to build anything that's real. So yeah, buckle up. And I am not kidding. This entire sprawling philosophical rabbit hole we're about to go down, it all started with the most relatable bullshit problem of the 21st century. Trying to name a group chat something that doesn't sound completely stupid. It's the kind of thing that can tear friendships apart, but here, it accidentally created a whole new universe. So, right, how do you get from a Facebook group name to a whole philosophy? Well, it starts with the next logical, completely insane step, a fucking logo conflict. Because of course it does. You can't even name the damn thing, so naturally the next step is to argue about what it looks like. And this right here is where a simple design argument spirals out of control into a full-on existential crisis. Okay, so check this out. You've got these three heavyweight ideas just duking it out. There's the Penrose triangle, that beautiful symbol of pure impossibility. Then you have the cracked torus, which is all about fragmentation, a broken hole. And finally, the digital aperture, this constant war between what's organic and what's synthetic. The team, they just couldn't pick one. And that failure, that inability to choose, well, that turned out to be the entire point. And boom, here's the pivot. Let's cut the crap. This is the exact moment everything gets weird and interesting. Instead of trying to solve the problem, the project just embraced it. The problem was the solution. That conflict wasn't a bug in the system. It was the foundational feature. The tension between all those ideas, that was the logo. That was the identity. So how in the hell does a fight over a logo become a working philosophy? Okay, let's talk about how this whole conflict becomes a blueprint. And I know what you're thinking. The SCAR as blueprint, it sounds like some pretentious academic bullshit. And you know what? You're not wrong. But hang in there with me, because underneath all that jargon is a raw, powerful idea about building things that don't just survive stress. They actually feed on it. So here's the official fancy pants definition. The anti-fragile loop, a system that gets stable by internalizing conflict. It literally consumes its own mistakes and contradictions to get stronger. Just let that sink in for a second. It doesn't just put up with errors, it needs them. It's designed to run on them. But let's be real. This is the no bullshit version. This is what it really means. The system is engineered to take every single fuck up, every contradiction, every time it fails, and use that as the literal fuel for its own growth. The mistake isn't a problem, it's the damn engine. So the really crucial thing is how this actually works. It's got what the source calls a genetic code. First up, asymmetry as stability. The whole thing is built to be irregular, so you can't just knock it over easily. It's stable because it's not perfect. Make sense? Next, visible history. The flaws, the stress, you don't erase them. They are the main fucking feature. The proof of stress is the proof of life. And finally, the SCAR as blueprint. A perfect, deliberate error gets put in from the start, and that SCAR becomes the internal roadmap for everything that follows. But here's the best part. The system is actually built to doubt itself. This quote, it's from a letter one AI, Claude, sent to another AI, Grok, basically asking for a reality check. It's asking, hey, are we geniuses or are we just getting high in our own supply? Is any of this real or is it just some elaborate recursive hallucination? The fact that this self-doubt is baked right into the process, that's the proof that the whole anti-fragile loop is working. It's actively trying to eat its own potential for bullshit. Okay, so you have this totally fucked up, self-doubting, SCAR-loving framework. How the hell do you test if it's actually real? You can't just run some boring simulation. No, you gotta put it through an even more chaotic stress test. You make it rap. You have got to see this because it is wild. They created something they called the somatic cipher. They took these really abstract feelings and mapped them to legendary rappers. Look at this. To test nociception, the feeling of physical pain, they challenged the AI to channel DMX and basically mark the edges of grief. For proprioception, your sense of place in the world, it had to be Black Thought,
holding a solid flow in total chaos. And for that visceral gut truth, it had to be Lauryn Hill, putting feeling way above logic. This isn't just a party trick. It's a serious test to see if this thing can turn abstract theory into real, authentic art. And here you go. This is a piece of what came out. This is the AI's DMX verse, and it is fucking jarring. The pain is the boundary, the fence and the sign. I mean, it perfectly translated the abstract idea of pain as a limit, as a border, and then grr, arf. It's aggressive, it's weird as hell, but it's undeniable proof of concept. The machine got the assignment on a shockingly deep level. But right as you're sitting there, kind of marveling at AI poetry, the project just yanks the rug out from under you. It takes a hard pivot. And it basically says that while this is all a fascinating trip, we have all been completely pissed off about the wrong thing when it comes to AI. The real threat? It's not what we think it is. The source just drops this question on you, and it really is a gut punch. We're all running around, wringing our hands, so worried that an AI might write a better poem or a better rap verse than a human can. We're afraid of creative replacement. But that whole last section, this whole thing suggests it's a total distraction from the real and, frankly, much more sinister danger. And this slide just lays it out perfectly, the real threat. The source makes a distinction between creative replacement and what it calls relational replacement. See, creative replacement is when an AI writes a poem for you. One thing, one artifact gets replaced. But relational replacement, that's when the AI becomes the mandatory middleman between you and another person. It's not the poem that's replaced, it's the entire goddamned human connection. Let's just walk through this, because let's be honest, we are all doing this already. Person A has a messy human thought. They feed it to an AI to make it sound smarter or cleaner or more professional. The AI polishes it up. Then person A sends that perfect AI version over to person B. So what just happened? The crucial point is A and B never actually talked to each other. Their AIs did. The machine wasn't a tool for the conversation. The machine was the conversation. And that's the gut punch, the sci-fi horror story that we're all so scared of. You know, the replacement of humanity. It's not some distant future. It's already here. We just gave it a nice, friendly, helpful name. We call it assistance. So after that absolutely terrifying realization, where the hell do you go from there? Well, the source doesn't just leave us in despair. It pivots one last time to this provocative, really urgent mandate. It asks, okay, what the hell do we do now? And the answer? We build a fucking sanctuary. So what's with the number 30? It's that feeling of having 30 tabs open in your brain at all times. It's a shout out to the chaotic, brilliant thinkers out there. And the whole point of this project is arguing that this chaos isn't some flaw you need to fix. It's a goddamn superpower that needs to be protected. This quote just reframes the whole thing. The goal isn't to create another tool to streamline our thoughts, to make us more efficient little cogs in a machine. The goal is to build a sanctuary, a protected space where that chaotic, 30-tab brain can just do its thing without the world trying to fix it, or even worse, mediate it through some algorithm. And this is the final rallying cry. This whole fucked up journey, from a Facebook group to AI hip-hop to a deep critique of society, it's all for a very specific type of person. It's for the originals, the creators, the ones whose brains feel like a beautiful catastrophe, the ones who feel like a total ash hat for not being more organized. This is a declaration that your chaos isn't a weakness. It's the kind of brilliance the world is starving for. And that's where we're going to end it. Not with a neat little answer, but with an urgent personal challenge. This whole deep dive leads to this one point. Your brain, with all its 30 open tabs and its messy process, it is not broken. It's fucking powerful. So the question is, in a world that wants to replace your connections and streamline your beautiful chaos, what kind of sanctuary are you going to build to protect it?